and welcome to episode 13 of the Box Nostalgia podcast with PoNGa and Beerski and special guests, the Spicy Boys, Dubai Nestor and Ernie's employee, Jake Smith. How are we doing, guys?
We made it, baby. We're here. Let's go.
I'm doing well. I want to start real quick. I have a special guest in person that I want to show. So my wife and I
full screen.
Just got a nice little golden retriever puppy last Thursday. So she's about 8.5 weeks old right now. Doing well so far. So I just had to show her off. Her name's Lila.
Beautiful
and man, she's adorable, dude.
Yeah, she's nice and sleepy right now. She was running around for the past 2 hours before, so
that's fantastic.
Yes,
that's
dude.
a beautiful
Congrats.
dog.
Grail.
Come on, look at the camera. Look at it. Look at that. She's a star. Dude. She's a star.
She's the star of the show. We're gonna get at least 2 subscriptions from this.
Hopefully.
She's got a nice little side eye look that she can give.
Okay, I got a second special guest because she just walked in. This is my cat Maisie.
Put him up, full screen.
Oh, full screen. Oh no, cat's gone.
Cats are fast.
So how are we doing today, boys?
Chilling, killing, drug dealing. What's going on with you guys?
Same stuff, different day, man. New job starts tomorrow. Excited about that. Started streaming with Ray and Shiny Cards and Collectibles this past weekend. Got another stream coming up tomorrow, so I'm getting a little bit into that. Things are exciting right now. Lots of things going on, which is good. Busy is good. So, how about you, Jake?
I've just been at the normal job, and before we got on, y'all saw I'd have a 15 card stack of cracking from my past 3 subs. So we're getting down and cracking all these out and sending them back for 10s.
Is that PSA Melissa approved?
I mean, she takes my money, so I think so. The payment always goes through. So
I love it. What have you been up to, PoNGa? Other than the new dog and the new house and all of that exciting stuff?
I mean, it's we just got her last Thursday, so it's been a lot of time taking sleeping schedules down at the couch every other night and trying to get her potty trained as fast as possible, make sure she doesn't go in the house or anything like that. So that's pretty much been my entire week my entire day since last Thursday. But besides that, haven't really been up to all that much. Just excited to get into the podcast with these 2 fine gentlemen.
I love Ernie keeps phase shifting in and out of screen.
Well, we started the podcast and he was just gone, and I was like, "Oh, that's just fantastic."
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. 17 viewers, 3 minutes in. I just want to say, I think that's a record. So you guys are bringing the heat tonight. I love it. All right. So as always, we're going to start with our first segment, and that is a little bit of dust of the week. Usually item of the week, but we're going to give it to Ernie. Dust of the week. So what do you got for us, Ernie?
Dust of the week. What meaning, like, what do I think is dusted that happened this week?
No, like, what item do you have that's dust that you want to show off right now?
Oh, I got to show off an item right now?
Yeah.
Right now, live.
Yeah, you got to pick it out.
You have 4 seconds. Wait.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Okay.
I mean, I am.
You got something.
I'm a professional, dude. Here you go.
Dust, baby.
Oh, that is
Magnemite 4-5. I
love
my
it. Screen.
Is that a hollow or what?
No.
What can you run us through? What kind of card that is?
Listen, bro. This is a super grail. I have this already auctioned off for $11. So for y'all thinking it's worthless, after shipping, I could easily net $4 on this. Easily.
Is that sun faded?
See, the boy's got a brain. Okay, basically this is a printing ink error, factory misprint. Very good to excellent.
That's pretty
card.
Dark. A CGC 4.5 is pretty dark. That's pretty dark.
That. Yeah.
I don't even know how you get that grade. What made that grader decide to put that 0.5 there?
I mean, I have a CGC 4.5 and it looks like it was run over by a car. So it must be pretty rough.
What do you got for us, Jake?
I mean, do you want collector dust or actual just worthless card?
Collector dust.
Okay.
We go collector dust.
Same. It's the same thing though. Really.
I mean, it could be something you like, man.
What I have here is the spearhead of not just my collection, but the entire collecting space. One of the rarest, most exclusive pieces of dust you can acquire here in this beautiful hobby.
I love
What
it.
is it?
And that
Wanna
is
talk up.
an unlimited Alakazam EX
Ooh.
in Japanese.
Let's give them the claps.
Yeah,
Yes.
that really is. Seriously.
And
that
while
is,
I stroke my mustache,
Full screen. Full screen.
Well, all right. For you
This
or
card.
for Jake?
this card in first edition is pop 440. Can we have you three guess? Maybe not Ernie, because I probably told him 20 times, but what's the population of this unlimited
it's
release?
definitely sub 50, probably. I would guess like 27.
I'm
Probably
gonna
less
say,
than that.
I'm going to say 17.
I was going to say 17 at first, too.
It is the same number as the episode this week.
13.
13.
Wow, that's dusty.
Wow. What a
That's some real
flexer,
dust.
dude.
Yep.
that's dusty dust.
What a flexer, dude.
Coming
I love
in
it.
hot.
Coming
No, that
in
card's
hot.
sick. That card is sick.
It's mid.
All
Yeah,
right,
no,
all
it
right.
doesn't have a swirl.
Okay.
All right, what do we got, PoNGa?
Yeah, so I got well, I already had an item of the week, but I just recently picked up some Rugrats packs. So
Hey,
this set was made in 1997 by Tempo. Really fun little thing they have on the back of each pack. It actually has a special binder offer. So it actually, like, you could send in the pack art to get like an official binder, and it says like to protect your investment, which is pretty funny. And it actually gives like the pricing for just $21 to $95 plus $6 to $50 postage, and then gives you an address to send the check to. But a little bit, some info about this set that I found pretty interesting is there's only 7,000 boxes made, and there's a bunch of serialized cards. So there's some 1 in 5 pack chases. There's a 1 in 28, 1 in 300, and then something they refer to as the ultimate chase card. And there's 2 of those, and those are 1 in 2,100 packs. So basically 1 in 4,200 for each of those cards. Couldn't even find pictures on them. I just looked really quickly. And I think there's only 50 of those made of each of those chases. So sub $1 packs you could pick up basically. Obviously no one probably wants these, but I'm a kind of collector of weird TCGs or CCGs. So thought it was pretty cool to pick up.
do I want them? I want to rip them right now.
Yeah. Well, I figure
Right.
like I'm just gonna assume that they're like weighable. So I actually bought out blowout cards.
Hands
And
flexing over here.
they come in sealed boxes, right? So I assume they probably open the boxes and like they're weighable or something. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff.
All right. So for me, I guess everyone's doing dusty things. So I'm gonna do a dusty. I wasn't gonna do a dusty thing, but I'm gonna do a dusty thing now because it's right here, right next to me. So what I have here, you can't grade it. That's how dusty it is. Special marked. It is the Catch 'em All collectible. Earth
That
Aura.
is ultimate dust. That is awful.
Stamped card. MetaZoo promo. The dust of all dust. I know, dude. You can't even breathe in this room right now.
I mean, let's be honest though. That's like at least worth $25. So
Look at the seal. The stamp of approval. Beautiful. The dustiest of all dust. Ernie's having a hard time even breathing right now.
that actually, to be honest, that might be the most liquid card out of any card ever made because it's an
Dude,
automatic buy.
$5. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I
I
cashed
think
out on mine a few months ago. Felt
Larry
good to have
just
a
cashed out
25.
on his.
It's a good
I
time
remember-
to cash out. Take your kids to
Yeah.
McDonald's, have
Yeah,
a good
right.
time.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just going to keep going up. So it sounds like a good investment to me. I remember the drop he had, they might have been like the laser engraved one. He had dropped 50 copies. I had all 50 in my cart ready to check out. I almost did it.
That's
I would have,
dusted. That,
I mean, I would have
Big
made,
braining.
he increased the price by like $5 after that. So it would have been what, like a decent profit there if I just sold them all in one go. So
True.
That would have been funny.
yeah.
It would have been good. All right, let's see what we got here for people in the chat. All right, so we got PoNGa yawning. I'm yawning. Zard lurking saying that you're not going to be yawning when he's done with you, PoNGA, and you're a clown.
He's always on me. Every single podcast, just on me the whole time.
We got Birch in here, stupid sauce. Gym leader Pepe. We got Dan telling us we're late. One of us was late, and it wasn't PoNGa or I or Jake Smith. So I don't know. You let us know. We got Mason Berry. Man, if I know Ernie, he isn't starting for at least another 5 minutes. Grimer Collects is in the house. Mason Berry. Are we alive? Pokemage. It's going to be a dusty one, boys. My body is ready. We got Hoot in here. Jonathan Castronova. Dusted. We got Shiz in here. What's going on, Shiz? Puppy stole the show, damn right. We got Ray in here. Copy me getting a golden retriever.
I can't even see that comment because I have them blocked. So
shout out Shining Cards and Collectibles upside down. Go watch their streams on Whatnot. It's fun stuff. Please.
Yeah, wait a second. Let's get into that a little bit. So in the comments, leave some questions for us to catch up on. But I want you to talk a little bit about your first stream, because this is the first time you've been live since then. You obviously did your first stream on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I got to do some cool stuff. So why don't you talk about that a little bit? I'd like to hear about it.
Talked to Ray in Charlotte. We had a conversation about joining forces to go ahead and do a little bit of streaming. Came to an agreement, started streaming for him on Saturday. It was called the Path to Worlds. It was an event that Whatnot was running. We all had Sun and Moon boxes to open for the old Aloha stream, or the Aloha, motif and whatnot. So ripped some packs. I had a great time. Learned a lot, really, like a lot of skills in the first stream. Learned a lot packing everything and figuring out how to do all that. So yeah, dude, it was just like a really good time. I don't know. I know Thrifty's doing it now too. I couldn't go to sleep for like 2 hours after the stream was done. I was done at 11 and I was amped till like 1 o'clock. So it's interesting to say the least. Like, it's an interesting feeling doing that and going for that long and just like being where you're at. It's fun. I had a really, really good time doing it. That's going to be one of my hot takes later too. It's about Whatnot and what it does for the community, I think, for people that aren't active physically. So yeah, it's a fun time. I have another stream tomorrow night, and then after this week, I'm going to start going Sunday nights instead of Tuesday. So catch me on there. Whatnot, Shining Cards and Collectibles.
You could block Ray.
Yeah, you could just block Ray too. That works.
Yeah, Ray fired me. Ray already fired me, so.
PoNGa's playing hard to get.
He fired me, and then I blocked him. I'm all set on that guy.
Yeah, that guy sucks.
Yeah,
Ooh,
it's
Ray?
terrible.
Ray?
Yeah.
Shout out to Ray. Buy the dip.
Ray's hooking me up, man.
Buy the dip.
I got boxes of 151 to rip, VMAX Climax. It's good stuff over here. So having a fun time with it. Can't wait to grow. 5,000 subscribers already, 5,200. So we're making the push to 10K. And it's exciting.
Yeah. No, seriously though, Ray's been killing it. Him, his brother, you now. I mean, you guys are pushing like almost 4,500, 5K followers, whatever it is at this point, which is a decent bit. I know, those big guys.
5,200 as of today.
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching this weekend to support a little bit, you guys were around like 50 viewers at times, which is a lot more than a lot of the streams that are going on there. You typically see like 10, 20, maybe 25. Even some of like the more known names I've seen have less viewers than you guys at this point. So it's pretty cool what you guys got going. The constant giveaways, the good cheap singles, the cheap packs to rip. It's definitely really engaging. And then obviously this past weekend, you guys had a bunch of Sun and Moon sets for really good pricing.
Yeah.
I was doing the math on like the pricing of a box versus what you were ripping them at. And it was a pretty good deal for what it was. So pretty cool.
Definitely fun to rip. Never ripped an Unbroken Bonds box before. So it was definitely fun. Yeah. So yeah, check that out on Whatnot. Shiny Cards and Collectibles. It'll be linked below too. I still have to do that, but it will be linked. Crap, I have the crack slabs this week as well. We got Gengar's Den in here. Hurricane Ernesto is regaining strength. Speaking of, I was in Puerto Rico and we got blasted by it. There's video of me trying to shut the front door of my Airbnb with my hair flying behind me like a L'Oreal commercial. And it was pretty intense. No power for the last 3 days I was there. So interesting stuff. All right. We are going to go into our next segment. And that is going to be tier list. Psych, no tier list this week. We're just here to chat. Yeah. No tier list.
Yeah, the guy that's getting nice and close to the camera started crying when we told him he had to do a tier list. So we
look at him phasing out again.
Yeah.
Damn, fool, you're far away.
Get back here.
Somebody say something. I can't hear you. Huh?
Look at that. Mason's crying. He's finally here for a live, and he doesn't get to bash us on our tier list, even though he never even shares what he would rate stuff. He just bashes everyone else instead. It's cool, Mason. We got you.
We got BB in here. Alice in Silverland. This one will be a fun one.
The sick logo.
Brad G. Thank you for being here, Brad G. Question for Ernie. How does it feel to be richer than Dan? And like really extrapolate on it. Like I want to know your inner feelings.
Well, it's not what happens to a man. It's how he reacts to it.
Wow.
Oh, let me tell you. Ernie, take that one to heart.
It's a man of few words.
I'm telling you what.
Every word has a meaning.
Oh, you're killing me. Oh, let's see. Who, Jesus, let me dust. Skater Ernesto's just in here trolling people. Now he's Spicy Boys. That's Grimer. I've got TCG Hoss in here. What's going on? You're a dustmonger, PoNGa. All right. We're moving on to the next.
The guy collects Grimers. He has no room to say anything. Like legitimately collects Grimers. The only cool Grimers maybe the Air Grimer. Their band Grimer, I mean.
Oh, where he's staring up that girl's skirt.
Yeah, like that's probably the only cool Grimer card. So.
Whoa.
I'm sure there's other ones. I'm sure
you've never seen that card, Ernie?
No, he has. He got mad when I said it's the only cool Grimer card.
Oh.
There's probably more.
Look at the side eye. All quiet and stoic over there.
Is there a cool Grimer card? My fork. Is there one?
I'm glad you said that.
I think there might be one. Maybe like vending series or something.
Yeah, I was gonna say probably like a vending series or something like that.
I mean,
but that one's up there. That one's one of the better ones for sure.
Like the Arita one in Jungle or Fossil, where he's got the barrel and he's in that warehouse yard with the moon. That one's pretty fire.
It's solid. Yeah, it's solid for what a common card or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, basically throw away your collection.
Yeah, it's probably worth like 7 cents total, if I were to guess.
All right, so what have you guys been doing in the hobby? What do we got going on?
Yeah, I want to hear. So you guys,
I know Ernie's in the hobby, out of the hobby, starting podcasts, quitting podcasts, but then posting other stuff. So what we got going on, Ernie?
Yeah, I want to hear about the podcast you guys got going.
Yeah, Ernie, what's going on with you?
What are you doing? What are you doing in the Pokemon world right now?
Just winning right now. You see, it is a lot like the seasons, you know. You get a bunch of 9-5s, you got a bunch of 9s on shit, you know, your homie snakes your link, your podcast shuts down, but then there's a little light at the end of the tunnel, which is variance spins the other way. And next thing you know, you start winning every sub. And that's just how it is. And then some people just run like that for years. Like they're just gods. There's always 10 shit, there's always print. But for us mortals, you take what you could get when you can get it. You know what I mean? So just the tides do be turning though. I think if you keep working hard and then shit happens, then you shouldn't be surprised, you know, you'll be like, oh, like Jake Smith, you've got some pretty big wins and it's not surprising because you're always working, you know? So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah, I only win big. Everybody knows it. Everyone's seen it. No, but yeah, I agree with Ernie. I mean, you just gotta consistency is key when filling your buckets, and
Oh no,
You
we're not
know,
going to buckets.
working
Or like, bro, like,
consistently.
bro, I remember one time I bought a bunch of these one Pikachu promo, right? And I think I sent like all 8 of them to Beckett, and they all look perfect. Not a single
First problem.
speck. No, I know that now. But my thing was like, it's new back Japanese, right? It's modern, it's Pikachu's. Like I shouldn't have a problem moving the 9.5s even if I break. And then if I get the pristine, I'll get a little premium. And it's 8 of them. I'm like, bro, one of them has the black label. They all look identical. Like they literally look all identical. Bro, they all got 9.5s. It was darkness. So like I don't know, not to like do the poker thing, but like in poker, they give you jackpots and people get really excited. They're like, oh, like I just won $3,000 or whatever. It's like, yeah, but you been losing. So they're really just paying you back with your own money. Like, bro, in Orlando Collecticon, I bricked $170 with Beckett graded card reviews. It was 170. So it's like, you deal with Beckett, you eventually get a black label and break even for all the 9.5s. It's probably not that profitable, to be honest. Like, I know that's blasphemy, but like, I think if you consistently send to PSA, you probably do better off. And like I always say, like people always show you their wins, but it's like, bro, I've bricked a lot with Beckett, you know, and it's just I don't know, it's just random. Like I don't know. It doesn't feel like I did anything, you know.
I want you to show me on Haunter where Beckett touched you, bro. Because
No,
they have been the bane of you the past couple podcasts. Joker out, Beckett's been doing some nasty stuff to you.
Well, it's not Beckett, it's just variants. Like, bro, one of our homies, he sent out his first Beckett sub and he hit a black label on a card and he sold it for $11,000. His first sub. Yeah, that's our close homie. So like, I don't know, bro. Like you know what I'm saying? You could get lucky. Like, what if you grade some promo, or what if you randomly send a SIG and it gets a black label and now it's the first SIG with a black label? Like, it's just all so crazy. And then like CGC's handing out pristines, and it honestly, this shit kind of feels like artificial to me. Like how is that even possible that somebody paid that for that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Gets
like,
a black label on your first sub, and then you get addicted to subbing with them, and you don't get one for the next 500 cards probably.
Yeah,
and then you give
bro.
all the money back.
Are you feeling a little more jaded with everything right now, Ernie? Like it's kind of
no, I'm fucking chilling right now. I mean, I don't have a single problem with Beckett, but you know, realistically, like it's never as good as it seems, and it's never as bad as it seems. Like when people are like, "Oh, I bricked so hard," it's like, dude, you're good. Like it's fine. And then when people hit a black label, it's not like, "Oh, I'm a god." It's like, dude, it just happens one way, it happens the other way. Same way, like your big grail got damaged, or the same way you got scammed and you don't want to talk about it. Well, this is a dub. Like that's kind of how I look at it. Like it's not really like, I don't really care that much because dubs are expected. I've seen my friends catch dubs relentless. I've seen Colson sell his black label for 3,500, and I knew in my heart, I'm like, I'll get a black label and sell it for, you know what I'm saying? Like it'll just happen if like you will catch licks. That's kind of where I'm at. And like I'm sure you guys' lick is coming. Like I promise you. Like it's right around the corner, and then we'll celebrate that and it'll be fun. Like I don't know.
I only hit licks.
There you go. All right.
Amen.
Yeah. But you know what I will say, since we're on the topic, bro, I had that listed for 2K on my IG and nobody snapped it. And then it sold auction for 3. Bro, I had a lottery Blastoise on my IG for 500. Nobody snapped it. And I sold it for 680 or some crazy big ass number on eBay. And in my head, it's like, bro, what am I doing? Like, it's like, why aren't people snapping my IG stories? Like straight up, like not even trying to show, like I'm dusted. Because since I love liquidity, I will dump a slab for a stupid price that I get to win and I can move on. So like I left potentially $1,000 on the table and nobody took advantage of it. Like that shit blows my mind. Or even the Elati I graded. Like, bro, I graded the Elati. That shit was on the website for 4 months and nobody snapped it. 4 months. Like it was right there. So I don't know. I don't know if it's like the bigger numbers scare people and people are like, oh, 2,000. But then it sells for 3. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm just kind of blown away by like how irrational everything is, and how like the low pop grail that Jake Smith just showed keeps dropping, but then people are dropping 5 bands on a modern Chari. Like it's, yeah. whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
I-
I understand that 100%. That sentiment exactly.
Yeah, that kind of goes along with what I want to ask both of you because I mean, I don't follow that many Instagram accounts, but you two are like some of the only people I see doing like story sales pretty regularly, especially you, Jake. I see yours like weekly or whatever you do. I mean, I'm sure your answer going to be similar to what you said before about Beckett and grading, where there's a balance. But what's your guys' experience been with like story sales versus eBay sales, and how does that profit margin change between the two? Are you always making more on eBay, like you were just explaining, Ernie, or is it something where there's kind of a balance of both depending on what it is? I don't know who wants to start that
Yeah,
off.
I mean, for me, stuff on Instagram sells really easy from $50 through like 200, and then once you start going above 200, you'll always be making more money if you can sell it on IG, especially if you can get eBay prices. But even like 10% off, it's probably going to be more liquid on eBay no matter what. But it's not bad to show everyone what you have. So like some stuff will become more liquid than eBay, the stuff you sell immediately. But like I for example, I was selling PSA 10 Van Goghs on my story, and a few people snapped at 200, and I was just like, it's just not moving for some reason on Instagram. And I put it up on eBay, and they're just selling for like close to 250 now nonstop. So even the most liquid stuff, like if it's so liquid that it sells on IG, it's probably gonna sell on eBay faster. But I do like the story sales on IG because you can promote them, you can promote your page, put it towards your marketing budget, and grow followers that way, and grow people that are just looking to buy from you. So yeah, that's kind of the ups and downs of it. It's more on a personal level too. So if you get someone, you're going to get the people that are on eBay that are sending you, what's the lowest? Hey buddy, like best friend, can you do it for this? Like it's easier to reply to those people on eBay than it is in real life. So like managing some weird relationships and all the things that come along with that is, I mean, could be a pro for some people, but it's definitely a time suck where it's not great for business. And you don't want to be a dick because it's your personal page too. So
Yeah.
eBay's way more anonymous.
Okay.
Yeah, I think those are all really good points. Yeah, you also don't have buyer seller protection on IG. Like I recently had an issue where it was like a $280 slab was delayed. It wasn't even lost, dog. It was delayed. And the guy was like, "Where's my slab?" And it's like, I don't fucking know you. But then also, what happens if the slab gets lost, right? Like he paid me, he didn't get the slab. So like, what happens then? Like, do we split the loss? Is he gonna be cool with that? Then he's gonna be like, "Oh, you didn't send it out." And you know what I'm saying? It's
You're
not
the
great.
scammer. You got to
You're a
refund the full
scammer.
amount.
And then you see it
Yep.
all the time, bro. There's people doing terrific business that Jake Smith and I have both bought from that people are like, this guy's a fucking scammer. And it's like, no, he's not. You just had a bad, it's the same thing on eBay with the negative feedback. Do it on a bad day will ruin your reputation for no reason. Just being a jerk or whatever. But I mostly sell to sellers on IG, I feel. I guess it's because I'm grading more vintage, I guess, niche stuff. And so like I'll get hit up by Quilly or Jake Smith who'll buy some stuff like, and I know it's good and it's not a problem. So when it's homie to homie, it's great because everybody saves money, everybody profits more, and you're happy to help the homie out. You know what I'm saying? Goes to a good home, yada yada. So I love IG personally, and I want to get my my followers up honestly, so I could reach more people. Right.
Yep.
Right on.
So, I mean, you quickly touched on it, but just one more question about the IG story. So do you always try to, I mean, Jake, I know you mentioned like pricing 10% under market, or like with the Van Gogh example, being $200 on your story and $250 on eBay. Are you always trying to price better than eBay, or is there some things you do try to match recent solds on or something like that?
I'm usually
You don't have to
below.
share all your strategy if you don't want to. By the
No.
way.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's people are doing it. It's not just me.
Yeah.
For me, for it to be liquid on Instagram, you have to be giving a good deal.
Yeah, I
because
figured.
people will just go elsewhere. So I usually try to go like, depending on what the card is, if it's super illiquid on eBay, I'll maybe take 10 to 15%, maybe even 20% off of it. it's a Van Gogh, like, or something super liquid like an alt art, maybe like 5% off. It usually gets the job done. But then also, like, the weird thing about Instagram, and Quilly kind of touched on it in chat, is like the audience you build around you is the only thing that matters when selling on Instagram. So if you're just the Unlimmy King, or like have a bunch of E series like Ernie has a lot more E series followers than someone who's doing nonstop modern
For sure.
sales. So it's good to mix it up, but like sometimes it's weird. Like I'll price an alt art that's super liquid on eBay for like $30 to $50 under market. Obviously, it's like a larger card, like in the $300 to $500 range. I've done it several times and it just doesn't sell. And then on eBay, it'll sell like $150 more than what I had it on eBay, because like the fees really add up at those higher cards. So you can get good deals if you're in that $300 to $800 range with me personally. But yeah, that's kind of how I approach it. Normally always lower than eBay, unless you just think it's just, if eBay's like 40 or 50, like usually like those like super low end cards, I'll match eBay. And those sell too, because like usually like no one's selling whatever the Pikachu is in this circumstance. Like it always goes for 25 on eBay, and consistently sells for 30 to 35. Buy it now. You can put it at 30 or 35 shipped and sell it that way. So
Yeah, I know I bought 2 Pikachus from you that were similar to that case. I think they're like 35 on eBay. I think I bought them from you for like 25 each or something, just to have some cheap Pikachus for shows.
Yep.
Right on. Yeah, I was going to ask the same exact question PoNGa asked, and he beat me to it. So
I mean, there's good podcast hosts and there's bad ones that are slow. So
thanks, man.
If you're buying from Ernie, I'd highly recommend Ernie's story sales too, because do be listing $3,000 cards for $2,000 on there. So
yeah, right.
Pocketbook's ready.
I'm telling you what. We got Thrifty TCG in the house. What's up, Thrifty?
Wait a second. I got a bone to pick with Thrifty. She didn't follow me on Instagram until 22 minutes ago, which is an absolute joke.
Did you get your glasses back, Jake?
Nope, still waiting. It's in the mail. It's in the mail, supposedly.
How long has it been in the mail for?
It's it could have been in there, today or 3 days ago. We don't know.
She's coming over tomorrow, so if she has them on, I'll retrieve them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I got you, bro.
That's hysterical.
For a fee.
I'm willing to pay fees at this point.
What brand are we rocking? I know you said you're a one sunglass guy. Were they like Ray-Bans, Maui Jim?
They're like this off brand, but like it's like how like MeUndies is like their own thing, and like people like this is kind of how that glasses brand was. I think it's like Flamingo something, but I had some of their higher end ones that were working for me, and Thrifty shows up and she's like, my glasses broke, fool, right as I was getting off the airplane. I was like, you can use these. But yeah.
And now they're gone.
They're gone now. She didn't, I should have given a time frame for her to use her, not just you can use them.
Ernie got I can show up late money now that you've seen that Black Label sale.
No, I was on time. Right?
Ish. Oh. That's okay.
I thought it was 9, dude.
Number 1, still MetaZoo. Number 2, inflation's gonna make 25 more like 2. Oh, it's so sad.
Just
Ernie, what we spending the Black Label Chari cash on?
Honestly, I already spent the money I made. Is the reality. So I will be probably just paying the credit card and like. Boring answer, man. I don't know.
Not being responsible. Buy something flashy,
man. Buy some more dust
bro.
to show off.
Nah. You can't. When you have a win, you can't loosen up. You have to tighten up. You have to double down on working hard and shit. You can't like loosen up. Trust me, I've done that a lot. So like Thrifty had the soul read on me. Thrifty's like he's barely hanging on, just dreaming of going to the casino, and like that's kind of funny, but like it's also like. It's fun to spend and blow it, but it's also fun to knock out a big part of your debt. Like that's.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like that'll be fun after. That'll hit later.
Missed five cards in the PC now, right? If I heard that correctly.
I mean, I might get a Lambo. Chat. Here's the thing.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
Chat,
This
let's
is
talk
what I
about it.
want to
What
hear.
color Lambo though? That's
It's
the
only
key.
$1,700 a month
Better
to
be
drive a black Lambo. Now, that puts me at a month and 3 weeks of Lambo as it currently stands. How much content can I make in the Lambo to make it worth the 3K? That's the question.
I took 3K and turned it into a Lambo. That's all your title needs to be.
That's at least like 2 extra
A
subscribers.
Yeah, dude, come on.
I got a Lambo from investing in cards. Bro, that's a
Push that-
big video. That'll go
Push
crazy.
that algo.
It's got investing in the title. You got to have a nice thumbnail with like you trading cash for a Lambo. It'd be sick.
It's
we
crazy,
got
bro.
We got Chemo Collection here. What's going on? Is this the Who Can Make More Triggering Tier List podcast? No, it's not. We want
Listen,
to.
it's just I have to say it every single time. It's like these people like always mention bad tier lists, but like they never share their takes or do a tier list themselves. So that's a challenge to everyone that ever questions. And when you have tier lists with multiple people, and I think GameCube's S tier and Beerski thinks it's like D tier, it like ends up in like in between B and A or B tier. It ends up in B tier. So
because I rank things correctly.
yeah, stuff gets all messed up because we have idiots on the podcast, but it's cool.
Wow.
We got Ray in here talking shit on me because I don't know how to say hello and I say aloha like a jerk. So there you go. Thank you, Ray, for correcting me.
He's a
Nah, you
mean
should
boss.
keep that going. No one can say Alolan.
We got
Yeah.
Brad G cards saying that Cheweenies are better than golden retrievers. PoNGa's
Okay.
probably triggered now, real bad.
I mean, there's just bad takes. So
Will PSA grade my Beerski sig? Yeah, your Haunter is in the mail now. Packaged everything today. Cool. I bought that throwaway wine glass that I can throw against the wall while watching. Oh, this is where Mason say boo. Beerski, how are you alive? Assuming you ate nothing in Puerto Rico.
yeah, talk about your Puerto Rico trip.
I actually ate Puerto Rico. It wasn't that bad. So we flew into Puerto Rico early Sunday morning. Power was on. Everything was good. We got to the hotel or Airbnb around 4. Just hung out that night. Went to a beach the next day on an island. Snorkeled on a reef, which was pretty damn cool. Then the next day, Hurricane Ernesto comes through and messes everything up. Yep.
My fault.
We went to Old
Thanks,
San Juan
Ernie.
to
Thanks,
see
Ernie.
all the forts and stuff that are there.
That's my
Everything
fault.
was closed because the impending tropical storm. So we just walked around, had a good day there. Didn't get to go into any of the national park stuff. Came home, and at 2:38 in the morning, the power went out. And it was like 90 degrees in Puerto Rico, and the storm was crazy. And we didn't have power for 3 days. The last day we were there, we went to the rainforest. It's there. It's the only rainforest in the national park system. And I cliff dived or cliff jumped. I went down natural water slides and did some rope swing and stuff. It was pretty cool. So we also got to like walk through the woods or the jungle. So pretty interesting stuff. Hurricane was definitely not cool. But what can you do? I had fun opening and closing the door, like having to put my whole body into it. So there was that. Bro, I was driving almost wrecked watching your all's last one. I thought we were getting a PokeTuber tier list. That would be too
we need some more subscribers before that. I have a certain number in mind, so share us, do all that kind of stuff. I think Spicy Boys TV also needs a certain subscriber count as well that I have a certain number on before we start rating some PokeTubers.
Most recent sale by everyone over $100. Oh, we know what Ernie.
You guys sell stuff? I
Mhm.
don't.
I mainly
Yeah.
invest.
Yeah, that's what I
Invest
do.
stuff to sell.
What did I sell that was like reasonable before the Yeah, it's been dry, bro. I don't know. I feel like the last couple of months have been pretty dry. I don't know how it's been for you guys, but especially for slabs, which is like most of what I do, it's been kind of dry. So
Yeah.
I can't really remember, honestly. Like there's nothing that really like is coming to mind. I'm sure I sold something, but
Sold a Crown Zenith Giratina Gold PSA
Nice.
10 for $200.
Oh, I sold a Unlimi Alakazams from Split Earth. That I was very surprised because I listed it high on eBay. I think I listed it for like 350 or something, and last solds were like 250, and somebody just binned it because it's just a rare widget, you know. But still, like, I was surprised that it just got snapped on eBay. I guess that's the theme of the podcast, you know. Like, things just sell for more on eBay apparently. But yeah, you got to factor in fees, obviously.
Yeah.
And also, I've been auctioning a lot, bro. Like, a lot of junk that I had. Like, I had some old Yu-Gi-Oh stickers. I had some not CGC, but like I had some Beckett 9 Dragon Ball that nobody's gonna buy. I just auctioned it, and I was surprised. Like, some of the dusted like Beckett 8s went for like 40, $50. I'm like, oh, this is great.
That's a win. Yeah.
That's a
You know what I'm
definitely a win.
saying? And they are rare and they are undervalued because like some of those packs that I was buying, they're like $30 a pack, $40 a pack. You get 1 or 2 hits. Some are complete bricks like battle locks or some shit, and you're fucked. So to have like a Blue Eyes and an 8.5 or a 9 is kind of crazy. Like, that's the
Yeah.
Blue Eyes in a 9, but people won't pay you $70, $60. But then you auction it and it goes for $70, $80. It's crazy. And
Yeah,
so I was telling, yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I was gonna talk about Yu-Gi-Oh, but go ahead.
Oh, we can do that. I was just telling Jake Smith that it could just be like, I don't know how to say this politely, and like, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but like, where are the less inexperienced people? And where are the people that are more, I guess, buying for a thrill? Because like an auction is more of a thrill. It's like, I'm gonna win an auction. I'm gonna feel something tonight or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Versus a buy it now buyer is more calculated. He's like, let me look at the lowest listed. Let me see, let me check the cert, like how we do it, like how we buy. Like, we're a pain in the ass, bro, because we know what we want, we know what we want to pay. Like, we're not good for the hobby in that sense, right? But then like the dude that's like dropping 3K on a Chari, there has to be some emotion there. There's no way that that's like a logical decision. Like, so where are the emotional buyers? The live platforms, and secondarily the auctions, because the auctions are an experience. And yeah, that's my little rant, I guess. So that,
No, that's really well said though. I mean, I think you capture that perfectly. I just wanted to mention about Yu-Gi-Oh. Some of my I mean, you two have like some of my favorite accounts on IG because you guys share all that super rare Yu-Gi-Oh stuff that you guys own and grade and all that kind of stuff. And I've said it before on the podcast that I'm actually like kind of more nostalgic about Yu-Gi-Oh than I am Pokemon, just because I was a big fan of like the show when I was younger and the cards and all that stuff. And I don't have the bandwidth to like go deep into it and like learn what all that stuff is, but just seeing some of the artworks, like some like the super niche, like Blue Eyes and all that kind of stuff, like some of that stuff's just so cool and so cheap. It's, I'm sure people, you'll get these like random people that want to pick it up, but I'm sure they're far and few between. And it's just, it's pretty cool to see what you guys do with that. But,
yeah, I love Yu-Gi-Oh, bro. Like we love, like, I mean, Jake Smith, you could talk about your addiction to Yu-Gi-Oh, but I love Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh is my favorite. Like, I'm straight up looking. Yeah, like, I don't know. There's stuff I want to buy, but I just can't tie up the money, And then I don't know if this is a dust take, but like when I was collecting Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, it like didn't match well together. Like, I would have that card next
Best
to
card
like
ever.
a Meganium, and it would be like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, it just, I kind of like my Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I don't know, man. Like,
Shout out Green Shiz. Thanks again, bud.
I guess what bothered me with Yu-Gi-Oh is that when you need the money, you can't sell it. Like, bro, I had a PSA 10 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon. I said, this surely is water. It's a PSA 10 Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, dude. It was the first print. That shit sat for 47 months, bro. So if that's not selling, then what's the point of holding any Yu-Gi-Oh ever? Please, chat, let me know. Because like, that's S tier, secret rare, and it's not selling. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, it was Japanese. It's a very English heavy market. Like, very, very, like you think that First Ed WotC base set is egregious. Like, if you took the premiums and like put them the Yu-Gi-Oh First Ed North American stuff we grew up with, that versus Japanese, like the difference is insane. in liquidity and value.
And price, yeah.
Where like Pokemon, you're like, oh, you can get a Chari PSA 9 for. I mean, they're nearly the same price. I think the Japanese 9 is probably $700 to $1,000, and I know the English one's like around 1,000 for a base set. So the fact that those are anywhere near each other shows that Pokemon's way more well-rounded in the foreign areas.
Well, that and like when I was a kid, I used to get a lot of Japanese cards. I think like the card shops around me had a lot of Japanese packs, and I have a bunch of like childhood Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and none of them are like they're all English, right? So that probably has something to do with it as well. That like I'd have no interest in Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh unless it's like something super out there that's like only in Japanese or something. But like with Pokemon, I like English and Japanese. I catered more towards the Japanese because I did have a lot of Japanese as a kid. So it's just super interesting how that stuff kind of works out.
I don't know shit about Yu-Gi-Oh.
You could always look into banned cards. If you ever have way too much time on your hands and you want to look into stuff that will not help you whatsoever in life, but maybe it will provide some enjoyment, is just like looking up what arts in Japan were banned going into like the Yu-Gi-Oh, like the first releases. So like they have like just certain stuff that's not shown, like maybe too much cleavage on a girl pouring water, or a demonic symbol, or not a demonic symbol, but what the people in the US said was maybe a little too demonic. It's kind of funny seeing the what was censored and what wasn't. Same thing in Pokemon, but
yeah,
the Japanese stuff being so like fantasy based, like really off, like there's like dark stuff, like dark themes and other things like that. It's interesting to see what they banned in English. So
I didn't get
all that stuff's so cheap too. It's all so cheap.
That's
like,
what I said before. Yeah, it's so cheap. Yeah, I didn't get to answer the last question, Beerski. I haven't sold much online in the past like 10 months, but I actually recently sold a Ultra Prism ETB, which I was really happy about, because if anyone ever has expensive ETBs that are Sun and Moon or earlier, they are just the least liquid things I've ever seen ever. I had the cheapest Ultra Prism ETB on the market for like 10 months, and it didn't move at all. That finally sold, so really happy about that. And then I had one other one where I had, at the time I picked it up, I think it was Pop 12, but it was a PSA 10 Fire Red Leaf Green Reverse Neat Arena. Super weird Pokemon, but that was another sale I had recently on eBay.
Nice.
And a bunch of MetaZoo, surprisingly, but that's no one likes to talk about that. So
yucky.
Last item I sold over 100 was a PSA 10 Rayquaza GX from Hidden Fates. Shiny Rayquaza. Pretty card. That was the set that kept on giving for me. Let's see, we got Shug Nasty. We go into the mood once Pokemon Pocket drops? Answers below.
Is there a marketplace?
I think so. Isn't there?
Have they said that? I don't know. I don't know anything about Pokemon news, man.
It's fire, bro. I'm bullish.
Yeah, I mean, the cards look really cool. The cards look really cool. I just hope it'd be really cool if they had like a marketplace to be able to buy and sell stuff, because, otherwise it kind of, you hold it onto yourself, and what are you going to show it off to your friends, which is cool. But like, if you can't actually buy and sell the rare stuff in the game or whatever, then kind of beats the purpose, I think. But
yeah, we were asked if maybe that would hurt the physical cards too, because people could just rip digitally and collect digitally. Could potentially be terrible, but I don't think that'll happen. I think anytime you add like anything new in collecting, it helps cards. Like Pokemon Go was essentially digital collecting also, right?
I agree with that.
Like, so.
But there's something to hold it in your hand, like tangibly. It's just a different feel.
Sell your Yu-Gi-Oh.
Let's see. They're talking about the Aquapolis Grimer as a good Grimer card. Next thing you know, you'll sell a Black Label Zard and prove the whole hobby wrong. That you go.
Yep.
Ernie switched up since he sold the Black Label. Shake my head.
Bro, that was like an hour ago. You're
I know.
behind.
We're so far behind. Okay,
Just-
I'm two actually live.
Hey! All I saw was we had 29 viewers when I recently checked, which is probably our record. So
Yeah.
That's
What does the
Really
chat? What does the
just
chat
like-
want to talk about? What are they talking about?
Peek at you. How the heck was I not subscribed to this? Pump for this one, and glad to see you guys. Happy to see you too,
thanks,
Peek.
Peak.
Congratulations on the
Yeah, that's
addition to
right.
the family, dude. Good
Congrats.
for you. I hope everything's going well.
Peak had a question for Jake Smith. You want me to read it? It's like towards the bottom.
Here, going down to find it right now.
It's pretty.
Question
It's
for
pretty.
Jake.
Yeah. We can skip it.
How have local shows been compared to AC big shows? Are there more sellers, buyers buying from you? Do you move more inventory?
I don't really have much experience in it, but I went and vended in Austin a couple weeks ago. Thrifty was in town. We vended there, and for the same price as one table at Collecticon, I had like 3, and I had like, so basically I was able to bring nearly my entire inventory and display it out, and I did as well as I do normally at Collecticons. So for like all the less
yeah.
costs and everything, it was totally worth it.
I love local shows. There's
Mhm.
something about them. You don't need thousands of people. You need the right people. And the local shows are the right people. Like they're there for one specific reason. Like
Mhm.
Collecticons, people just want to look around, enjoy the experience. Holy shit, look where I'm at. But like local shows, those are the deals. Like you see some like back alley shady ass shit going on in the local shows sometimes. Like comes to this corner and let's chat. Like I like the local shows for that reason. Like they're cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the what's it called? The amount of people was obviously less than Collecticon, but yeah, like it almost makes you think when you do as well at like a less busy show as you do at a busy one. It like kind of shows you how many people come to your table at the busy one and are not buying anything. They're just kind of clogging up space and
Yep.
just moseying around browsing. So like less browsers and every single person that could come up to your table has your attention is like way more effective than having like 15 people there. And like, because if you're in the back of the line, like there's so many tables that have Pokemon that you're just gonna be like, screw this, I can't even look at the cards, I'm gonna go to the next one. So that's kind of the problem with Collecticon, that and literally everyone has Pokemon, whereas at this show it was probably like 70% sports cards. So the Pokemon people did really well, and there's a lot more Pokemon people at this one. This was their second show they ever ran, and the first show they ever ran, it was probably like 5% Pokemon with like 95% sports cards, and that time the Pokemon people really printed. So there was way more competition at this one, but it was still like we didn't have baseball cards, so 70% of the people weren't even looking for us.
Yeah. Engagement at the local shows is definitely key. Like you can actually take the time to talk to someone, get to know what they're looking for, what they want, instead of, like you said, someone just coming up, clogging up, looking at everything. All you can really do is say like, hey, how's it going? If you want to see anything, let me know. But like I've had full conversations. Like I've made friends with vendors sitting next to me because I actually have time to like sit down and chat, like check out some of their stuff. People coming up and being nice. Like I like the local show vibe way more from a selling side than Collecticons.
But like also like local show means so many different things. Like this one had like 100 vendors and was like heavily marketed to for the past 6 months. Okay. Whereas like Rock and I went to the San Antonio card show one time, which was a 1-day show. And it was literally in a basement of like this old 1910s building, one of the first ones probably built in San Antonio. You go down in this musty little basement area, there's a bar. So you walk right into a bar, like a little dive bar. And the bartender's like, yeah, it's down there. And you like go down the line, you take a right, and there's like an old lady at a table, and the entry fee was like $3. And we got in, and there was like 10 vendors, and it was not very like populated.
Well, that's scary. I feel like you lose a kidney at one of those shows.
Yeah, so it's like I'm gonna hit every single local show. It's like that. That's not really what I mean. I mean the ones that I've analyzed being okay. There's a high likelihood of a turnout here of like any kind, because some of these local shows are dark. It's like people that people don't get along with starting their own shows, or the people that are just like they just never, grow, and it just stays like a bad show. So
Okay.
luckily the one I was at, it's like a big local card store was promoting it, and a lot of people showed up and everyone was happy. But yeah, Dan says sounds like his Stein shows. Yeah, there's local card shows that are as bad as Stein shows. Imagine that.
I actually just bought my first Stein. So
Oh hell yeah.
yep. It's
Was
from
it from Dan?
no, it's from like London or something. I got it from my brother. I just got it for the memes.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty lit.
Do you think your brother is in danger of collecting Steins now that you got him a Grail?
No, because he randomly bought it in his travels or something, and then I was like, "You want $10 for that?" And he goes, "I was actually gonna give it to you," and I said, "Even better." So now I own a Stein, and I'm gonna drink beer and not collect it. I'm gonna rip that baby open, and I'm gonna play with it.
So you're the one in danger of collecting.
No, I'm just gonna drink brew out of it during the live. It's gonna be lit.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I wish you had it right now to drink brew out of it right now.
I wish I had brew, bro. Would be a lot better. Tell you that.
Yeah, I'm down to the last couple in my fridge. I need to restock. I had it on IG for X and it went for more on eBay. Wonder why? Mystery.
Yeah, I think we gotta jump. We gotta jump to the front. Let's see where we at.
Too far back. Let's go. Let's see. Local
I don't like local
are
shows. I
electric.
haven't
Getting
done
to
well with
locals,
local.
selling, trading, graded for raw and sealed moves. So let's see. It's spicy in here.
If you're at the right local show, things will sell. If you're not, it's dark. Like, like we did a Miami TCG con or something, and I think it was their first year, so they were getting started. I don't know how it was the second year this year, but vendors were starving on Sunday when we got there. Like every single person was like, we underperformed, like it sucks. I got a crazy pickup there, like a $2,500 binder for $1,200. Like it was silly how starving they were. So local shows are not the best all the time.
Sounds like a Stein show. We got Chef in the house. What's going on? Canty party of 4 today. So Chef has Epic Games Fortnite at his restaurant tonight. He's serving them. All the bigwigs are there. He says it's pretty crazy. They're pretty wild people. So good luck, Chef, with that. That's awesome. I was like, what? You mean like the Epic Games that did Gears of War? And it's like, yeah, that Fortnite. That's pretty sweet. Gears of War 6 coming out. Super pumped about that. Did they sell liverwurst sandwiches? I don't know. Did they sell liverwurst sandwiches in the weird bar basement?
I don't know. That guy was too scary to ask.
Yeah,
honestly.
you can't ask for that. No food there. Peak had a question up at 8:36 or 9:36 Eastern.
Let's see.
No.
9:36. Question, statement. I love that you guys have a core group that shares each of your streams, sales, etc. How much did this increase all of your sales followers?
I think like Jake, Ernie, Ray, all you guys, like every time someone makes a post, you basically share it. I know you guys are always sharing Ray's streams, all that kind of stuff. Have you noticed any like pump from that kind of stuff or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, all it took was a couple story shares from us too for Ray to hit 5K. So
yeah, that's what I thought it was.
I'm just wondering when the
just
kickback's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get your flowers at your funeral, Jake Smith. Don't worry about it.
True. I forgot about that. I'll wait till I'm dead.
No, actually, I remember there was a group of skateboarders down here in Miami who ran up, like when Instagram first kind of started being popular, they would basically do that. They would share everything and they would hashtag 100, hashtag this, hashtag the skate park, hashtag Miami skate, hashtag Miami, hashtag skate, hashtag board, hashtag flip, you know what I'm saying? Like everything. And so if you were looking for skateboarding, you would run into their page when they're wearing that many skate pages. Bro, those kids got millions of followers off of nothing. Like just literally, I mean, they were really good skaters. I don't want to say nothing, but like basically it was the networking that built the roots that kind of took off. And some of those kids are now shooting photos for big magazines. Some got sponsored, some are in jail, you know, whatever, like life happens. But it's just important to work with each other. There's a lot of like competition is not really good for anyone. honestly, especially when there's so much meat on the bone. Like, like if I tell Jake Smith one of my plays, it's not like he's gonna annihilate that play. Like, it's only so much money he can spend relative to the amount of play available. It's like if I say, hey, I'm grading Celebrations Charizard, bro, there's not enough money in this chat to buy that out. Like, you get me? It's fine. Like, you can just throw the homie a bone sometimes. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's been huge. I mean, I kind of started late with the followers, and the guys have definitely helped me and like pushed me out there. So I think it's good for everyone.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely helps getting your name out there. It's definitely good when you have good quality people putting your name out there too. We all take it. I feel like this group particularly takes care of each other very well, and does a lot of promoting. And it's even with the stream that I ran on Saturday, everyone that was pushing it out, people joining the stream, people were buying stuff. Like the camaraderie in the hobby for us is like real. It's awesome. So, yeah,
you got people buying $6.50 common cards. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Stealing from me.
Let's see. We got Chavalis in here. What's going on, Chavalis? Happy to have you in here. Let's see. Trying to figure out where we're at. We already talked about that. El Yunque Forest is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, dude. Crazy. Saw the Touch Me Not plant. The one where you like rub your finger on it and like curls up. It's actually pretty cool. Namp 90's in here. What's going on, Namp? Mason Berry's mad at me for something. It's my fucking show.
No, I think it was my comment about him in the tier list. Yeah, I would assume.
I'm gonna get a drink. Be right back.
All right. He phased out again.
I'll be right back. I'm here with you guys. Just gotta get a drink.
Catch 'em All Collectibles is live. I thought you jumped. He couldn't do it. Let's see. Peak, I need to go to Yunque one day. I've only lived in PR for 30 years and have not gone to see it. It's cool, dude. The furthest away you could be from it is 2.5 hours. You should go do it. Let's see. Dan's listing. ETB talk. Couldn't catch me doing a local show almost every week. Not like Josh. Josh, Old Card Shop is everywhere at all times. Stein shows. All right, so we're caught up. Ray owes spicy royalties. He should, yeah, definitely. I'm for that. All right, we caught up with chat. I'm gonna go to the next thing. We're gonna do some spicy thoughts.
Let's go.
All right, so I want the spicy boys to lead us off. So whatever spicy thought you got going on in your head right now, let it out.
Want me to take this one, Ernie?
No, I'll go first. Fuck Jake Smith. Okay, go ahead.
Nice. Yeah. Hey, everybody. I'm Jake Smith. Welcome to the
fuck
show.
Me, right? Yeah.
Fuck me. I'm his employee, by the way. Great leadership.
Thank you.
Over on that end.
Dictatorship.
My spicy. I mean, I don't want to get too hot, but
go ahead.
I want to spray you with a fire extinguisher one more time.
I'm just gonna be honest. Like, it is kind of late night at this point, so
it's time to get in there. All right, I'm gonna get in there.
People
may hate me for this.
Go ahead.
Oh, I can't wait until we get canceled. There's gonna be so many views.
It's about Ernie's Black Label. We can use this as the example.
It was OC.
If you are commenting on an Instagram post about a Black Label sale and calling the people who are buying it pieces of shit, dumb, idiots, losers for spending 100x over PSA 10, you're the loser.
Yes,
That's
sir.
my spicy take. You have nothing else to do but go and get upset about what other people are spending their money on. Yikes. That's my take on that.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah, go for it.
That's like ultimately like 75% of the internet, though. They're like,
exactly. I mean,
making comments on things that they'll never buy a card that's probably that expensive, all that kind of stuff. They don't even have that kind of money, and they want to comment and pocket watch other people. The dude that probably bought that card so excited about it probably
Yeah.
that sum of money probably doesn't even matter to him.
And the reason I'm coming off hot about it, I was trying to find the exact comment that was on ZNG's post with Ernie,
but it was
something about like,
R-rated. It was R-rated. I don't
yeah, it
know.
was R-rated. Basically saying that whoever bought that card is the type of person that would commit a certain sex act on a lady.
What?
And
Like, how do you get from
these
point A to
types,
point B there, bro? Like,
these types of comments are coming from, and I'm not sure if it's in this, but like I see this all the time, is like negative comments are coming from people who are like, I want to grow the community. I love, if you collect, you're the best. If I love collecting, look at my collection, yada, yada. And then you're going on and commenting on, you know, what you think is a bad purchase, and commenting in that way is just, it's like hilarious to me that people are so double-sided. It's like, we all want to be here and support collecting. Like, yeah, we call collecting Dustin and all this stuff, but that's just all jokes. Like,
yeah,
it gets a laugh. So like, that's the whole point of that. Like, we both collect, but it's funny to call collecting Dustin because that's what we're all here to do. So calling the entire thing crazy, even though you're doing it, it's just a joke. And it's like, people are just like all about that, but then they're ready to just absolutely gun down a fellow collector that's not collecting what they think is a good collector's item.
it's just crazy too that someone would be so hypocritical in such a way that it's so easily like marked out. Like, you can see, like, it's just funny on the internet specifically how someone will say one thing and then instantly turn cheek and say the complete opposite thing.
And also, like, someone says freedom of speech in the chat.
That's always the comeback.
But I'm 100% down for you to do that. All I'm pointing out is that you look stupid for doing it. Like, comment all you want. Like, if you want to comment, you know, Jake does this because he posted this card and says it's cool. Like, sure, comment it. Like, if that's what, you know, makes you feel like a man, then you can do whatever you want. Like, the world is your little oyster, you know. I just think it's funny. So free speech is, you know, brings up the most talking points. So keep commenting out there so we can talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, free speech is good, but just because it's free doesn't mean it needs to be said. You know what I mean? Like, there's just things better left unsaid.
Mm-hmm.
Start lurking, Jesus.
Oh, what?
Some people
Some
measuring
people
collections
like body parts in the hobby.
Yeah, for real.
Sounds like someone who collects Digimon. Oh,
Well,
man.
I think that, like, whenever you put your money, it's risk, right? You're risking something. So the person that is commenting on a $3,000 sale, like, in a hateful way, probably can't risk 3K, you know? Because if they could, then they'd be like, oh, okay, this guy made a move. You know, I could also have made that move. I chose not to. But to a dude that's working minimum wage at, like, I don't know, a poke restaurant, chef, like, a 3K purchase is like, it's like, how could you be so stupid to spend that much? You know what I'm saying? So it kind of like, it's that thing, like, what people say about me, like, what people say about you says more about them. You know what I mean? Like, he's exposing himself in a way. Not that I care, but, you know, he's probably 16, bro, and, like, it doesn't matter. It's the internet, like PoNGa said. It's just the internet. You shouldn't take the comments too serious. And I guarantee you, I mean, ironically, I'm the guy that got, you know, sold the thing. I could not care less. You know, it's like when people comment on, like, Rihanna's video, like, it's like, you think Rihanna cares, bro? She's worth $1 billion. She's on a yacht. She don't give a fuck. Like, it's fine. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm happy. The buyer's happy. The platform arbitrage is happy. Beckett's happy. Everybody's fucking happy. Like, it's a joyful day. You know what I mean? It's fine. So, yeah.
It's a joyful day. I love it.
All right. What's your spicy thought tonight, PoNGa?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We might talk about it a little later, but I legitimately have, it's just like a statement. I legitimately have zero interest in ever going to Worlds. And I think a lot of people say they want to. I everything I see posted about Worlds that people go, it's one, buying stuff to flip, exclusive merch, and they don't actually keep any of it, which I think is kind of interesting. And then 2, they're like posting stuff about like the trip surrounding Worlds, not Worlds itself. So like just go to that place and not Worlds, right? Like Hawaii. If I'm going to Hawaii, I don't want to go to Worlds, right? Like I want to go to Hawaii to enjoy Hawaii. So yeah, I mean what Dan said, right? Like if it were like in the Midwest and I could drive there and hang out, there was like 20 of my friends there, like, yeah, that's a good time. But like going to Worlds just to go to Worlds, like it doesn't sound fun to me. It would be the stuff around Worlds that would be fun.
Freedom of speech makes it easier to spot the idiots. That is correct, sir.
Amen.
It's very true. So I actually was talking to my wife today about going to Anaheim with her to go to Worlds. Funny enough, like I want to go to Worlds at least once. I wish it was a different city than Anaheim. I know the year after that is San Francisco, but I'd like to experience once. Maybe I'll wait till it's closer to the East Coast. Still definitely want to get out to a West Coast show this year. Probably a card party show in the Pacific Northwest. I'm interested in that for sure. But my spicy thought is going to be Whatnot / live auctions is a shot of life for those who don't attend events. Engagement. I know there's a lot of lurkers in this hobby. A lot of, people that don't want to put their face out there, don't want to be known by people, don't go out to shows. I feel like these live auctions have given people a way to engage in the hobby that they couldn't have engaged in it before. And I think it's a good breath of fresh air for a lot of people, just to have those relationships, even seeing it in Ray's streams, the little community that he's starting to build, and like everyone knowing each other there. None of us know each other in those streams in real life, but it's still just another mechanism to bring people together. And yeah, obviously we're selling cards and stuff, but I do think it's it's going to become like an integral piece of like the hobby and like the community aspect. Look what Old School Pokemon's doing with his streams. He definitely has a huge following. I mean, the man's on stage at Gen Con. It's amazing. So I think there's something to be said for it, especially in this day and age, and how people, there are a lot of homebodies out there. So I think this gives them an opportunity to engage without coming
But
out.
how is that a spicy take though? That's like the most wholesome thought I ever heard in my life. That's like Christmas morning.
I think like the spicy part of it's right. Like I think a lot of people
hate like Whatnot.
There's positives and negatives, right? But like a lot
I got
of people
a spicy take. I think little kids shouldn't play in the field with balls and puppies.
Dude, there's so much negativity about like Whatnot and streaming and how people get ripped off and all that kind of stuff. And then, I mean,
thank you, PoNGa.
He's just saying it from
that.
Let's talk about
Ray,
that.
Ray price gouging his customers every stream.
I don't know. Do you watch those streams? I know for a fact he's not making money on a lot of that stuff.
No, I'm sourcing elsewhere. I know it. I can't.
Come on, we can rip some Unbroken Bonds packs right now for $20.
Ooh,
I think my thing is that 9 out of 10 things at the con I don't enjoy doing. 9 out of 10, literally 9 out of 10. For example,
I like just hanging out with the homies now. Like that's why I go to hang out with the homies.
Right, but the problem is the homies are not the homies because they're possessed by cards. They're not the homies. They're a heightened version of the max snake of your homies because everyone's on seller mode, everyone's trying to catch licks, and everyone's just like locked in. So that's not my real homies. That's a clone of my homie who prints. That's the business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Like, it's just not it. Like, and then it's like you mostly are either pricing or making offers on shit or like opening modern. Like all of those things are mid. So God bless to everyone who loves the cons. I like walking around and like supporting the homie stores and like maybe getting a cig or something, but like to vend and to like have to bring all that money and stuff, it's not it. I don't know, for me.
Yeah, I mean, the last 2 cons I've been to, and one of the last 2 was in New Jersey where I live. I didn't vend. I walked. I had a great time. Like, vacation sounds expensive. Biz trip sounds cheap. Absolutely, 100%, Dan. But I gained so much. I can't wait for Chicago to hang out with people. Like, that's why I'm not betting Chicago.
Are you actually going to source or what?
No, I'm not sourcing. I'm going there unless Ray wants me to source for
That's what
Saturday,
I see.
then
So
I'm going to source. I'll source my ass off if Ray's like, go source to Chicago. 100% will do that. But like,
some people are like, I'm going to go source, and then you have people like you that are like, I'm going to go source, and then you're gone by noon.
Yeah, I'm going to go source, and when I'm going to go source the bar that's closest by and have myself a good time. Like, listen, these Collecticons, like, I love going there for the good time. Like Wonder's house, the party we threw here, like hanging out at bars, hanging out at restaurants, like card trade nights, just ripping shit. Like, that's the kind of stuff I like. So I'm with Ernie on that. Like, I'm there for like homie hangout time. It's a plane flight and a hotel room, and the rest is just me having a good time, and I'm cool with that. Let's see. Retrospecs is in the house. Have we talked Prisms yet? We have not.
Let's get into it. Mid. All right.
Sometimes the truth needs to be said regardless of whose feelings get hurt. Let's see. Yes, you can chime in, Ernie, whenever you want.
I'm sorry. Okay. People just make comments like that. Just there's no winning, so just ignore it.
Yep.
I think if you have more than 2 brain cells, you will understand the rarity fundamentals of Akira Toriyama Prisms. Thank you very, very much.
Amen.
Are we showing E-Series?
It's the best thing ever, bro. But guess what? Nobody cares. Nobody likes it. You know what else is awesome? Delta species. Nobody cares. Nobody likes it. It's like mid. People want big.
That's not mid.
Caps.
It's just people don't know. So this was a conversation.
No. I agree with you on E-Series. Delta species is mid. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's
there is. I think the biggest problem with a lot of that is most of the people that got into the hobby, that are in the hobby and like in it really hard right now, came in post 2020 and don't know anything about those old sets, because I didn't. I knew nothing about them. So like people don't know the old sets and stuff anymore. So they're not looking for that kind of stuff. They see it at a show and it's just not looking what the new stuff looks like. So they're just kind of going by it. We know what it looks like. We know what's like cool for us. I don't know. Like I feel like that's part of the issue. Like pre-2020 is kind of like for a lot of people like a scary dead zone where they don't want to go into because there's a lot going on. Like that's a deep ass dive into like Pokemon. It's 20 years. So I don't know.
I'd like to chime in and call out that Delta Series is indeed not mid. There's a lot of amazing cards in Delta Series. Let me fix my glasses.
There are a lot of nice cards. I will agree with that. Just not my favorite.
Gold Star Charizard's in Delta species. Chat. We're gonna forgive him. He knows not what he does. We're gonna let it go this time.
Okay, I won't go there.
We just hit 150 subscribers.
Go ahead. This is the spiciest segment. Spicy. Go ahead, bro. What? No, you don't like Meganium?
I'm just not a big fan of like the Gold Star Charizard, but that's just me.
Crickets.
I don't like Charizard in general. Like I'm not a huge Charizard guy, so.
We got Cass Collectibles in here. What's going on, Cass? Just go on vacation, nerds. Yeah.
I think Gold Star Charizard, correct me if I'm wrong, is the only card that's actively doing an attack during.
He is looking pretty. He's
like throwing the flames off the page. I don't know, dude. Maybe. Gold Star Charizard, pretty sick, dude.
I mean, it's not. I'm not saying it like it's a terrible card. It's just not my favorite.
Some hates on good arts in that E-Series tier list.
Yeah, I couldn't help it, dude. When you're trying to be strict, E-Series is obviously all heaven tier. We all know that. So every single time we put one in mid, it was difficult on the soul. But you have to realize there's a true heaven tier. And you can find that on our last podcast, the correct tier list of E-Series. Definitively correct.
Let's see what we got here. Looking down. We got Drew Teeny. You're all tripping on that tier list. Let's see. How dare you make money off of people that want to hang out and open packs together? It is what you work for. If someone wants to buy a black label, that's what they work for and wanted their whole life let them buy. Yeah, absolutely. Mysterious Mountain Steel was my gripe. Should have been heaven tier. Need Beerski to source some hop. I'll try. Question: how many cards are you selling out for grading or sending out for grading a month? I'm trying to average around 80 a month.
Whoa, flex.
At least
flex.
card subs, using the specials preferably. Lots of $3 cards at $16.80 and a 10.
Yeah, but Peak likes to grade like 10-cent cards and shit. He's dusted, bro. He collects DBC heroes and stuff. So like 80 cards. Yeah, I could send out 80 cards of DBC heroes, Peak. I could do that. You know what I'm saying? But like if it just all depends on what you could source too, bro. Like sometimes you run good and you got a collection and then your sub is 150 cards. It doesn't mean you're a pillar. It just means currently you're pillaring. But can you do it again? Maybe. Or maybe your next sub is 15 cards and they're on the higher end. It just really depends. Like I don't know. I don't think it's about how many cards you're sending. I think it's about like your margin on the money you put in. Like my last sub, let's say I was in for 1,000. If I made 1,500, like what's that worth the month and a half? Like it, you know what I mean? Like you could send in 3 cards and make 4 times your money. So I guess what I'm trying to say, like I'm not trying to come across hot, but it's kind of a limiting thought to think in terms of how many cards I'm sending. Because bro, you could change your business model next month and find something else that prints way harder than even grading. So like I don't know. I just wouldn't get caught up on like I did 40, now I want to do 50. Like maybe the market's not there right now. Maybe it's time to grade some other shit. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean consistency is key. Obviously, like if you have goals you want to hit per card, that's fine. But I would feel like in this aspect, I agree with Ernie where maybe the consistency should be like, okay, I just need to get a sub done on the Friday of the first of the month week and try to stay consistent at that instead of like, because if you like push yourself, like I need 50 cards a month every single month, you're going to stress yourself out. Like you're going to have a bad month, be like, oh, I didn't hit my goal. And then you're trying to regain that goal. And maybe you make bad purchases trying to get back up to that 50, maybe buy cards that are too cheap or, you know, not quality enough to send for a 10. And you just end up just compiling your train of wreckage if you try to set goals like that.
That's an absolutely great point, dude. Like 100% spot on. I couldn't agree with that more.
Yeah, that's point of the night, Jake Smith. Congrats.
Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
100%. Yeah, because it's
Claps
easy
in
to
the
get,
chat.
it's easy to get caught in that cycle where you're trying to play catch up, and playing catch up's the worst position to be in.
Yeah,
and then it's hard to even then step back and realize like what you've been doing. And then once you realize what you've been doing, you're like, oh, fuck, like, why did I do all of this? And you're staring at grading fees in your case and all this crazy stuff. Like, yeah, so I definitely agree with that.
Yeah, my answer, I haven't graded cards in almost a year now. So those like cheap cards, like I've just been selling raw because like, for example, like the Blissey Trainer Gallery card, like, yeah, I could grade it. What is it, like $5 or $10 raw, whatever, grade it for $15. And then I haven't been listing online, so I'll bring it to a show and it's not going to sell. So I might as well flip it for $5 or $10 to Nick, old school Pokemon or something like that. I bought the card for like 40 cents, like, and I'm going to sell it for $5 or $10. That's just been way more effective to me to have some guy buy out my binder because I already have the graded inventory. And if I need more graded inventory, if you know where to look, you could get some % off on a lot of graded stuff that's under market already, and kind of fill out some more liquid stuff for slim margins, but still a profit margin there to fill up your case. So,
what's you more likely to get back from thrifty after letting her borrow glasses or a pen from Franklin?
Not getting that Benjamin from her, that's for
Look,
sure.
we're not gonna have any thrifty slander. All right, that's the homie. She's my only real homie here. So we're not doing that. Thrifty always pays her debts. Now, the time horizon might not be what you first agreed to, but the debt will be paid. The glasses will be returned. The Benjamin will be returned. Thank you.
I love it. Oh, let's see. English E Series is heaven tier. Let's not get it twisted, boys.
It's kind of wild, and I think one of you guys posted it. Like, what was it? A PSA 10 hollow? I don't remember which one it was, but it was like $100 you guys had listed. It was like
Nido
someone
Yeah, probably
It
Nido King.
might have been like, it's crazy how cheap some of that stuff is. Like
Mhm.
like for what it is, it's just kind of wild. That I
It's-
almost
it's
wanted
really
to go
only
in and
that
buy it.
cheap. It's only that cheap on his store, by the way. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
I almost bought. I almost
150.
messaged you. I almost messaged you to buy, but I was like, I could put it for $150 in my case. It's never gonna sell. Like it's just never gonna sell
Yeah.
probably. But they're sick.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying is you saw the lowest price you've ever seen in your life at Card Creators IG. That's what you're saying.
Yes. That's where I was trying to. I served
Thank
it
you,
up
bro.
on a platter right for you. Right
Well,
there.
I
But
actually
don't
sold.
buy it there. Buy it for $1,000 more a month later on eBay.
Yeah.
Correct. No, I actually sold it to one of the homies. I sold it to somebody in chat who did hit me up, who realized I was dusted, and who like, dude, I made $90 on a PSA 10 Unlimited Pop 40. Kill me. But and it was minty too, and I had a swirl. Like I didn't want to sell that for 100. But the problem is I just like to move stuff. I hate sitting on stuff. So like if you think my price is dusted, it probably just means I want to move it. It doesn't mean that's what it's worth. You know what I mean? Like I just like liquidity because I'm always buying, and I just hate having a bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh and then I can't buy, and it's like, what am I doing? So like my business, LOL, if you can even call it that, is revolves around liquidity and popularity. And every single time I buy that Nido King, it sits. And but unfortunately, you can't just buy only Charis. Like that's not realistic. Like, you know, if you buy a collection, the guy's gonna have a bunch of cards. Like that card came in a collection, so it is what it is, you know.
If it doesn't mean you're a pillar. You're just pillaring. Is a bar.
It really is though.
Yeah, like dude,
Please,
like
please say smart goals.
sometimes, bro, you run good and you have to realize like if it's replicable, right? Like if it's a system. Like what we really all want is a system, right? Like I remember when the hobby was systematic and I was printing relentless, and then that changed. And now I kind of feel like, I mean, I don't know how you feel, Jake Smith, or you guys, like how if you want to chime in, but it's like it feels like you have your little systems that print and then they get flooded by other people doing it, and then you kind of got to find something else. And so unless you have like a legit market advantage somehow, how do you compete with a play that got blown up and you know like everyone's doing? And so like for me, it's just there were a couple of months where I was a pillar because I had my systems and I was printing. But
Yeah.
now it's like back to square one. And like a lot of times the hobby feels like you're constantly starting over. Like even if you're Dan, okay, Dan, obviously he made it. Like he's God tier, right? But like next month is still next month. Like he still has to find a collection. He still has to do something. Like it's not like, you know what I mean? Like that's kind of how it feels for me. Like even though I have experience, I still feel like I'm starting over all the time. So to have any sort of ego about any accomplishment is silly because I haven't really built anything that kind of stands on its own yet, like a pillar. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Ernie's spitting bars tonight.
Spit. Let's see. We got Thrifty Seller Raw. Yeehaw. Last sub, 22 cards. I'm behind by Ernie's cap, and he 3X on Toon Blue Eyes.
Yeah, I think I didn't, but maybe,
Ernie gets issue when he has more than 10 cards in his house.
Well, for real, I do though. I do. I hate it, dude. I hate cards in my house. Get them out.
Locking in a mortgage pre-pandemic. Yeah, dude. Retro. 110%. Definitely the best play / flip that wasn't cards for my wife and I was buying my in-laws house in 2017.
Yeah.
2018. That was the move. 100%. So I concur with Retro here. locking in a mortgage pre-pandemic. So, Peak, that you was, what has been everyone's best play / flip that wasn't cards?
Whoa there.
Mine, I used to, when I was younger, like in middle school and high school, I used to be big into shoes. But when recently, a couple years ago, I think, when the Travis Scott Air Jordan 1 lows came out, I won the raffle on sneakers. I think it was like $129. I sold them for $1,400 cash, which is pretty good for a pair of shoes. And I had a couple more pairs of shoes like that I was literally traveling for work. I joined the raffle. I put my phone on airplane. I land, look at my phone. I had a $129 charge and just instant 13x or whatever that is. 12x. It's pretty nuts.
Dan's was $200 Bitcoins, which is crazy. Cha-ching.
I don't know if I have one. I'd have to think about it. Maybe I'll chime in later, but I don't have any major flips before Pokemon, I don't think. I mean, I always flip cars because for a long time, my dad's been selling cars. And so just having access to a lot means that I can just drop off my car and sell it. And it just means that I'm basically always revolving the door with cars. Like my whole life, dudes would make fun of me like, oh, you have another car. And it's like, yeah, because I could, if I paid 2 and I can get 2,500, fuck it, I'll just buy another one. Like, who cares?
Mhm.
Like, just keep making the 500 every month.
Yeah.
Instead of paying for a car, I'm making money while driving a brand new car. So it's like all perspective. But like, I remember getting clowned on, like, oh, you're always switching cars. Like, why are you driving a minivan? It's like, because it was cheap. And like, I
Hustle,
don't know.
baby. Yeah, fuck.
Yeah, so I guess that's flipping, but it hasn't been major. Like, oh, wow, I made all this money. Like, it was just mostly like to be able to have a car. Like that's not really. I just don't think I was very business minded before, man. I was more like an artist, like a free spirit. Like it's only after meeting Retro that I really turned my life around and joined Team Rocket. It's
I
great.
used to flip functional glass in the early 2010s. Market was hot. Wow. Selling things other than cards sounds crazy. Who would ever? Best for me was I sold 2 beers I bought at a brewery release for $30 for $1,600 each. Exclusive and supposed to be 1 per 300 total made. I knew the owner and printed. That's wild. And like, that's not even a collector. Like, I'm going to put this beer away for a long ass time. Unless it's something crazy. Like, you're going to end up drinking that. Like, beer doesn't last forever. So, like, that's an expensive ass beer. Oh, man. All right. Let's see where we're at. So, we just did Spicy Thoughts, Nonsense Banner. All right. But the last segment tonight, and I think it's going to be an interesting one. Just it shouldn't be too long, but if you could start over in the hobby today, where you started from with the knowledge you had gained over these past however many years, what would you do differently in the hobby? With all the knowledge you have now, back when you got into the hobby, what would you do? Other than like the obvious, like buy Charizards and all that, like what would you do?
So wait, are you saying like if I started from square one right now, or I had all the knowledge and I went back to
Bingo.
Okay.
Well, I wouldn't be buying Elatis, that's for sure. Would have gone less hard on Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
Yup. Claps to the chat, everyone. Retro, you still here? Japanese Yu-Gi-Oh.
Trigger. Palkia.
Trigger.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably, I mean, it just, if I could start with the same mind, definitely just, popularity over population. And like, I honestly, like, it's kind of a weird thought, but if you have a $300, alt art for 151 Chari in a 10, and you have a $300 vintage card, I would value the $300 for the modern Chari more, just because like there has to be some sort of value add there as far as it being able to outsell that other $300 card. So I think like just that type of knowledge starting off is like probably one of the most useful things you can have. Liquidity over everything. If you're trying to sell, obviously. If you want to collect slugs, that doesn't really apply to you. But
We got worms.
I think if I
Yeah.
could do something different is I would have been a little bit more open-minded towards modern. Because even today, bro, like when people start talking about ETBs, PoNGa, it sounds like
Hey, I sold it. I sold it.
no, but like it's not you, it's me. Like I have a problem. Like when people start talking about modern, I just completely check out, dog. Like I just check out because it's just not what I'm here to get, I guess. But that's very ignorant because there's so much money to be made in modern. You know what I mean? Like so I just remember old card shop Josh like telling us about evolving skies, and I was literally in voice chat like, "Oh brother, like yawn," like, and the dude was making me rich, and I just didn't listen. You know what I mean? Didn't listen because not even I don't think like nobody bought it. So if I could start over, I would, I guess, try to be more curious about the stuff that I kind of turned a deaf ear to. And I think I would have been better off. Like even Thrifty is like holding, and I didn't even know. And that's said friend, and you know, like people were listening to reason. And I wish I had, I guess, listened to other views, not been so like, oh, I know what I'm doing. Like you'll all see, like you know, type of shit, like which is stupid. Um, but yeah, I mean, I didn't really feel like that, but you know, we're biased. Like we lean towards what we like. Um, and Evolving Skies was free money, bro. Like that was free money. And not just the sealed, like I remember everything, the altards, like everything was so cheap. Um, I don't know. I mean, when CGC was running good, like when we were just printing with CGC, like I wish I would have subbed 10 times more when the getting was good. I should have maxed out literally all my everyone's credit card in my family. But you didn't know, and you thought it would last forever. Like I remember I thought it would last forever. I'm like, oh bro, we just finished the Pokemon boom. CGC, we're printing forever. And it lasted like 4 months, 5 months. Like so I guess that's another thing I would do over. I would, if you're printing, go hard because it's not promised and it's not gonna be like that forever. Um, and so you kind of get cocky and you're like, oh dude, I'm so rich, I beat the game. You're like giving your mom $100 bills. It's like it's stupid, bro. Like you gotta tighten up and double down when you're printing. Yeah.
What about you, PoNGa?
Yeah, mine's like a two-part answer, but they're both kind of the same. And Ernie just said it right, like maxing credit cards. Like,
oh,
okay, I won't answer then. You're yawning.
No, go
I'm
on.
good. I'm done.
Continue.
Please.
No, like when I first started, like I was buying a lot of sealed, still am, but like I was picking up like all those Sun and Moon Japanese sets, Tag All Stars, all that kind of stuff, and I was screaming at other people to buy them. I just wish, you know, the knowledge I have now, I'm way more comfortable with risking large sums of money. I think we all kind of become numb after we make large purchases over time. So just wish I was more numb to purchases back then. I would be in a much better spot now. I mean, I was screaming at people to do stuff that I wanted to do. They did it and they got super successful off of it. I was successful off of it too, just not to that extent. And then the second part of that, and part of the reason why I wasn't like that is because I would watch a lot of YouTubers and see in Discord people telling me or telling other people that it's the wrong thing to do rather than just trusting my own thoughts and how I felt. And I wish I learned that a little sooner. If I could start over, there's a way to listen to these people, give their opinion, and kind of incorporate that into your own thoughts, or you know, kind of understand why they think that way and how that differs from when you think, rather than just, well, this is what they think, that's what I should follow and do. So, kind of wish I realized that. And I've realized that for a long time now, but realized that from the beginning.
Right on. Mine will be patience. Have patience in what you're doing. Don't rush into stuff because everyone's doing it. I made some pretty poor purchases at the beginning. And looking back now, wondering why I made such things, but just having patience, you know, feel everything out, learn as much as you can, and learn about the stuff you don't know, like having knowledge about a bunch of stuff makes you want to know about a bunch of. I would just continue to learn. If I could start over and just like before I even started trying to flip anything, learn about as much as I could. It's just hard to get caught up in it, and I know that because obviously I did. I got caught up in it a little bit, but yeah, just take your time, have patience, and learn, and that'll help you get where you need to go, or at least be a good foundation, jumping off point.
I mean, it's still like super young out here too. Like I saw on Instagram, I think it was Quilly. I can't remember if it was or not, but someone posted a PSA 10 Tyranitar EX, the one from I think it was the Rocket set, and somebody commented, "Oh, I've never seen that card before. That's crazy. I love following the page because you show so many cards I haven't seen," like that sort of thing. I was like, wow, like people really are still getting in at Twilight Masquerade and they're into T-Tar, and then they see that and they're like, whoa, it's my first time, when in reality, like all of us have seen that card for 2+ years now. And it's like wild to think like there's still people out there at that level. But yeah, where we're at takes a little bit of obsession and time loss and all the other cons that comes with being obsessed with cardboard.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, just it's good having that knowledge base. Definitely helps you in the long run. But yeah, and like I said before, like pre-2020, people don't know a lot about it, and new people are getting in every day. My wife's a 4th grade teacher. She's got kids bring their binders in and show each other their binders. Like I give them graded misses. I give my wife graded misses to give to her students, and like they get a PSA 7 SVP 001, and they're like, it's their grail of all grails. It's like, oh, it's a graded card, and it's like a 7 graded miss, like, and they're just so jazzed up to have it. And that's like that's the kind of cool stuff that like makes me feel good about the hobby moving forward too. It's like that because they're getting the base in now, like they're starting to learn now. I feel like us doing all of what we're doing now and being involved, like I think it's going to be cool for kids to be in Pokemon longer when they're younger. Because they do have all these ancient dinosaurs doing it in their 30s. So let's see. Dan would have bought a box and ripped that base first edition box. Negative EV money plus EV collector boy. And the vintage pillars cutting Ernie's mic out. Not liking modern and not liking Benny go hand in hand. Used to shy away entirely from modern. Now I have such an appreciation for some cards. It was a very difficult hill to get over, but I'm so glad I did it. Retro's video on the topic did it for me. I mean, I like modern cards. They're pretty. Like, you can't deny that some of these modern cards are absolute bangers, and they will be when we're older. I mean, the Moonbreon's going to be a well-known card. I don't like it that much, but like people are going to know that card forever. It's like the Charizard now. So like it's just cool. I don't know. I like all that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting how things play out with because I think the reason why myself and Ernie and others don't collect modern is because we originally kind of got pulled into this by liking vintage so much and it being hard to find, and we're kind of in like this weird spot where there's PSA 10s under Pop 100 going under $200 just because people don't know or don't care or whatever. And it's like, I may be crazy, but there's definitely some vintage cards that I definitely like don't think they're at their lowest price, or they might be at their lowest price. Like they definitely haven't reached their heights yet, I don't think. Just if your theory and belief is that everyone that's in modern will eventually trickle down and it'll be people like us that are interested in getting to know more about the old stuff, I definitely think a lot of cards are at a very low point right now.
I mean, like, why would I have something like this? Like that, this is the dust of all dust. Like it's so dusty.
Pretty
and like,
dusty, yeah.
You got to go
like
pretty
that.
deep in and figure some shit out, like to figure out like what this kind of stuff is. Like that's perfect 10 or pristine 10. Sorry, pristine. It's a Pop 4. So like, and then I've showed it before, but I have a PSA 10, and that's a Pop 41. And like this was like I think I got it for $285, and it's a Pop 41 like 1998 Surfing Pikachu. It's a Surfing Pikachu. Like, what are we doing here? Like, how is a Moonbreon cost more than that? It's beyond me. Like, I don't get any of that stuff. So like, but it was me getting back into my like Vivid Voltage is what I got back into, and I slowly trickled down through the cracks and found like the dustiest area of the basement, and just kind of was like, oh, I like this. Like I saw it and I was like, what is this? And I started researching.
That those graffiti cards are interesting too, because that's like since we've been in the hobby, like
this, like the Stitch cards, like these are all just like dusty dust. So like
the Stitches,
and I love going down. Like those are the holes I like going into. Like I like going in there and finding what's in there. Like, and that's part of like one of the reasons I love this hobby so much. There's just so many areas to play in, and you can find your area and play in it.
You could have gotten rich off that graffiti set alone too, since we've been in the hobby. Like I remember seeing those, 2 years back, like full sets for, 120 to 180 of like fresh set. And like there was a decent amount of them, but then it got to a point where I guess too many people saw that and liked it, and the sets just skyrocketed. And it's crazy amount of times that's happened to us, only being, here for me personally, like near almost 3 years. So it's like, no, around 3 years. Yeah. But there's so many, like the waifu boom, the Moonbreon, like Evolving Skies boom. There's been so many booms, it's
like
just
wait
so
for the
triggering.
vintage boom to hit. Like I was going to say that before, and you were saying it, like, what's to say that next summer, the hot new thing for 2.5 months is vintage? Like specifically E-Series, like you and Ernie are going to be drooling all over yourselves. Cause like, it's like, that would be like the best thing for you guys ever. Like it could happen. Like it's the craziest thing. Like one little thing can like, just takes one thing for someone to be like, oh, this is the new shit. And everyone's like, fuck, this is the new shit. And it's for 2 months, and then everyone forgets about it 2.5 months later.
Yeah, it's just hard to like know where the next boom's going to be. Cause I thought those graffiti cards were cool, but I didn't, whenever you're in that available hole, as we were calling it, before the boom squeezed us all out, it was very readily available to buy those full sets for 150 like mint. And I thought about doing it, but I was broke looking for other stuff, the stuff that I knew would make money. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I wonder if that'll ever be a thing. And then it like becomes a thing, and it's like, dang, I missed that opportunity. But like, you can never tell where it's going to come. And
you never
it's going to be like a crazy, if vintage ever pops off again, it's going to be a wild ride, because you never know where it's going to start or what triggers what set where. Like I honestly thought the old stuff in English and Japanese for the Rocket sets, like Rocket Strikes Back, would have gone up a decent amount with the release of this
the news
upcoming Rocket set, and like literally nothing happened. So like maybe it's going to take everyone actually buying the product in stores, opening it, and then looking it up. Like it's going to be some sort of delay, but even then you're not guaranteed anything to happen.
No, and I think if anything, that would be the more likely outcome, is people start opening it up, and then like, oh, did you know that there's 2 other Rocket sets out there? And then people start looking at the other Rocket sets.
I think don't get mad, get rich. If you think it's undervalued, put your money where your mouth is, not in a disrespectful way, just for real. Like if you think that those cards are undervalued, buy them. But if not, then it's just another opinion, another I hope, I wish, I think. Like I had an opportunity to buy those graffiti cards and I didn't. Why? Because like Jake Smith said, there's other stuff that was consistent money. If I was doubling on modern, why would I buy graffiti Charmander? That's gonna come in a 6. Like the risk reward when nobody cares about it and you can't flip. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
yep.
And then it moons and you're like, damn, I knew about that. Like, bro, you don't think there was stuff in my cart 2 years ago that mooned? I'm sure I had waifus, it's
100%, yeah.
It's whatever. Like, you put your money and then you learn, and then if you're smart, you change something. But then the market's also changing. So sometimes you change and you shouldn't have changed. And it's like surfing or something. You can't really have like this system unless you're a pillar, unless you have, gimps and stuff.
Yeah, there's everything that I'm sure all of us on the live stream right now is currently buying something or has something in our cart, or we're currently grading something that's going to be potentially 2x more than what it is currently now by the end of the year. But we're going to be selling it next month.
Yep.
So
Happens to me all the time.
exactly
All
like
the time,
like
dude.
the Sun and Moon boom. I had just a huge sub of Sun and Moon trainers and all that sort of stuff. I sold off really quickly, literally a month before everything took off, like 3x. I was like, oh dang, missed it. But that just like comes with experience too. You can't be like, oh no, like my life is ruined because I could have made $5,000 more if I had done that a month later. Like if you do that, you're just gonna
I'll kill you.
be a very unhappy person.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can't. You have to have super thick skin for that kind of stuff. We got Walrus tuning in just in time to hear Beerski, and I quote, "These those are the holes I like going down." It's all set. Never know what hole the boom will come into. Put down the IPAs, Dan. He's sober. All right. Let's see. People aren't going to buy undervalued cards. They're broke and can't afford to hold. Maybe it's just me, though. Thank you for being here, too, by the way, Mr. Walrus. I really do appreciate it. Pokey Chef, too. I know he shouted you out before, but thanks for being here. Really do appreciate you guys. We're going to start wrapping
thanks
this.
to everyone, man. We've been like consistently at like 25 to over 30
this is a crazy
viewers,
live, guys. So I don't know.
big for our
it's definitely
channel,
not the guys up top. It's the guys down below here that are carrying the stream.
For
so
sure.
Thank you, Spicy Boys. We really do appreciate it.
I usually have to carry it, so I'm really glad someone else gets through this time.
Yeah, PoNGa's back's killing him by the end of the night. So our last segment that we always run before we sign off is a fun one. And that one is Who's That Pokemon? So tonight Ernie and Jake are going to be running it, and we're going to go right now. So let me
so the way it works is you'll see like a grayed out picture of a Pokemon. We'll go back and forth. Ernie will take a guess, and if you don't know it, then Jake has a chance to answer it. But we'll go that way.
And this is generation 1 through 6.
So you added
the first one.
So Jake, go first.
Oh man.
Easy.
No looking at chat. No looking at chat.
Easy. Come on, dude.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
too
passing
easy.
it off to Ernie since it's so
Yeah,
easy.
because you read it in chat.
The Charizard.
It's a Moth Boy. What are we doing?
Vivillon. No, actually, I didn't know. I did cheat with chat. I thought y'all were gonna play the sound. I thought y'all were gonna play like the.
It does play it once you answer it.
Yeah, once you answer it. Oh, we can do it where you do the sounds if you want. I think we can.
Yeah,
do
the sound is harder, dude. This is too easy. Visual cues.
I promise you, it's not as easy as you think it is.
It's not as easy.
No, it only plays a sound when you do it. Yeah.
Oh Jesus, that's damn. I almost predicted the sound. That was kind of crazy.
All right, you go, Ernie.
Oh fuck, I know this one, dude. This one's
easy.
The pre-Gardevoir. Lily something?
No.
Chill, let me get there.
Oh,
Pyrelia?
Okay, there it is.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna get it.
It's you, Mr. Smith.
Trubbish.
What?
Oh.
That looks like you, Loki, though. Can we do Gen 1, bro? I don't know these Pokemon.
For real.
I just don't. I've never seen it. Like,
you said it was too easy though, so I don't.
Too easy.
No,
it's
but
not
like
easier is we don't know it, dude.
Dude, if it's not in the
All right.
original Pokédex.
All right, so let's do this. We'll go down.
Isn't that like Kling Clang?
You doing all of
Just
them, or what are you doing
Clink.
here?
Oh, and I'm trying. Oh, that's Gen 9. No.
Just click 1, 2, and then refresh it. You should be able to.
I don't want.
You're gonna have to go to the next one.
That's a weird one. Oh, well, you're gonna have some Gen 9 in there too.
Easy.
Is it my
All
turn or Ernie's?
It could be your turn, Jake.
Marowak. I know that
yeah.
one.
Oh, wait. I thought it was Cubone.
No.
This is
Wait, so then
Gen
who's
9.
Cubone? Isn't Cubone and Marowak the same thing?
No.
No.
Oh.
Is Marowak the mom that died?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, that's dark. No wonder Jake got it.
Yep, my favorite Pokemon.
This is you, Ernie.
That's gonna be a baseball cap lying on a lake. Baseball
think
cap
that's
on a
right.
lake.
You
What is
got it.
that?
I wouldn't have known that one.
All right, now I got this.
You got to
one, I
get
got
rid of
this
Gen
one.
9, man.
That's a Tangela. Let's
You got it.
go.
Yo, that
I'm
counts.
working,
that counts.
dude.
Nothing.
Oh my god, bro.
Pikachu.
Next
Jolteon,
segment,
baby.
please.
See, this is the most fun part about the whole thing. Best Pokemon ever.
Oh my god, Chad,
Pink
can we
blob.
please
Well, you can't
you
give him a
pick 'em?
clue that good.
Ditto, bro? Get me out of here. I'm plugged in.
All right, a couple more each.
Star
Is
you.
this mandatory? Palkia.
That one's Palkia for sure.
Oh,
Best Pokemon.
Brother. It's Lugia, man.
it's too hard and now it's too easy.
I'm done for. We were killing it up to this last segment.
Remoraid.
Yep.
Let's go. I think I
There
take
it
the
is.
win with that one.
Yeah, right. There
He
you
would have
go,
gotten
Ernie.
that one.
Last one.
It's Poliwrath, dude.
Look at you. You're good.
Yeah, it's
All
really
right.
hard with Gen 1.
Ladies
Add
and
it up.
gentlemen, that's the podcast for tonight. As always, thank everyone for being here. We really appreciate all of you. Dan R, thank you for showing up. If I didn't say hi to you before, hello.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're just gonna end it?
I mean, I have to be up at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning, so yeah, I got.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
Yeah, it's an early night for me. Well, not
Shutting
early.
it
It's almost
down.
11 o'clock. Shutting it down.
Shut her down.
Yeah,
Shut it down.
we usually run around 2 hours. So thanks everyone for being here. Thank you, Spicy Boys, for being here. Ernesto and Jake
Thank you
Smith,
guys for having us,
both.
man.
Thanks, y'all.
Really had a great time. Thanks for bringing the conversation and bringing it well.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for everyone in chat. Like I said, it was popping the entire time. Super interactive. A lot of viewers. Was a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah.
Go check
Thank you, everyone.
their IGs. I'm sure they'll be in the description.
Yeah.
I posted the Discord in the chat. Their secret Discord they got.
And I'll fix all that tomorrow. I'll post everything that needs to be posted on my lunch. So thank you all for being here, and we'll catch you on the next episode.
Like, Ernie, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll probably hop on the Discord after this and talk for a little bit. So if you guys want to join us there, and then follow me on IG Card Creator. Like I'm really trying to get to 1,000 subs. I'm like 40 subs away or something.
Oh, right on, dude.
So like try to get me there, chat. And thank you guys for having us. I love this podcast. I listen to all you guys' Dusted Takes.
Yeah, I got one more comment. Go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah. And so I've been enjoying it. I like how consistent you guys are. I like how good of friends you guys are and how you compliment each other. So yeah, I'm really happy to be on, man.
Thank you very much.
I'll
Ernie.
come
We
back
really
anytime,
appreciate that,
just
brother.
let me know. Know.
I just have to throw out there that the best compliment I think we've ever gotten was you were in chat one time and you said you were so surprised that you were actually enjoying it. So that's
yeah.
I think we were doing some tier list or something, and it was just you always yawn and stuff as a joke, but
some of your suggestions and put them to action on the podcast.
Yeah,
showing stuff more and doing all that.
Just like when you guys let loose too, and it's like just more of a homie vibe. It doesn't have to be so serious, and then you also get better combos, right? Because it's like you just being yourself. So
yeah.
But yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you, Ernie. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate everyone, and have a good night.